Okay, hello and welcome everyone to our online space for meditation. I hope that you're doing well. Meditation is not complicated, the practice of it. What's complicated is, or seems to be, maintaining our willingness to come back to the practice. That is, to come back to the attention on breathing, the attention that's not lost in thoughts, the attention on being aware. Meditation is not a quick fix for what our ego would like. Maybe our ego would like to be enlightened, or our ego would like to get rid of a lot of things that are there. But it is a quick fix for the practice of being free from perpetuating that cycle. And as you practice that again and again and again and again, the internal structure of your mind can shift and change for the better. So this is a space for us to practice that. It's a space for us to look into the mirror of our own minds. And we see what we see, and we don't judge, we don't try to control, we don't try to make it be a certain way. Not because we can't, but because we don't have to. And so meditation is also practicing the unnecessariness of mental actions, of physical actions, of verbal actions. Life is still going to give it to us. There's still going to be difficulty, still going to be people, places, situations, experiences, etc. that show up. But slowly, step by step, we learn to relate to those appearances in a fundamentally different way. A way that is not bogged down by our ignorance, our attachment, our desire seeking, our pain avoidance. And all of that is practiced in our simple action of returning our attention to the breath, to the body, to the present experience. Meditation is not practiced in terms of time, in terms of yesterday or tomorrow or the past or the future. Meditation is practiced in terms of the timeless now. It's not about yesterday, it's not about tomorrow. And practicing meditation with the now is also dissolving itself, ending itself. So even the now becomes irrelevant. Just another thought, just another idea. Practicing meditation is one of the very best things we can do with our time and our energy. Practice being free. Practice being aware. Practice examining, watching your own mind, not all the stories and thoughts that come from outside. There's nothing wrong in anything that we do. It's just that we don't have the skills to do things without all that extra mental pain and frustration and confusion. That's why we practice meditation. If we were enlightened, we wouldn't have to practice meditation. If we had no more ignorance, we wouldn't have to practice meditation. And we don't have to practice meditation. It's something that we do from a place of giving, of openness, of generosity, of willingness. We don't have to be a good person. We strive to be a good person because we like it, because we love it, and we learn to love meditation in the same way. Looking at your own mind, watching over your own mind. That's it. And if you don't like what you see, if it feels uncomfortable, well, that's all the more reason to meditate deeply, to sustain that looking and that watching, that being with. How do we sustain it? We sustain it with concentration. To concentrate, you need something to concentrate on. If you're trying to concentrate on thoughts in your mind, that's going to be very confusing because thoughts come and go. There's all kinds of different thoughts. We can focus on our breathing. We can focus on the consistency of sensations that go along with breathing. We can relax the body. Relax the body and relax the mind. Relax and release the compulsion of seeking, of thinking, of labeling. Don't worry about all those other things, all those people, all those situations in the past or the future. That's life. Life is shitty. Life is complicated. Life is confusing. Practicing meditation right now is not to fix all those things or to judge ourselves, but to be free from life. And when we ourselves learn to be free from life, we can bring that freedom to life. But it's not going to make life an amusement park. It's not going to make life an ice cream shop. Life is shitty. Relationships are complicated and confusing. This is a space and a time to relax your ego, not to make more of it. It's not to be ignorant, it's not to reject those things and those experiences, but to practice being free from them, even as you're aware of them. And that resistance, that aggression that we feel towards that like emptiness or that non-stimulation, because maybe we'd rather be watching some YouTube videos or something like that, something stimulating like eating or having fun. That is precisely where meditation is supposed to be. You changing your relationship with that compulsive seeking and compulsive resistance to being open, to not doing anything, to not being anyone, to letting life dissolve, letting seeking relax. Meditation is something you never have to regret doing. And if you have regret in your heart, then it's a medicine for that. And in the same way, you know how it is when you put so much energy into doing things that you later regret, and how bad it feels afterwards. The opposite is true here. Going from the coarse mind, the rough mind of capitalism, consuming, thinking, going from one thing to another, to the subtle mind of being aware of the sensations in the body, the subtle feelings of breathing, the subtlety in the mind, not getting caught up, not being lost in the ego. Just keeping the mind, the attention, the focus on those feelings of breathing. More and more subtle, more and more present. Relax and release the whole body and mind. Let stillness do the work. Allow the mind to be spacious and open. Not judging anything. Not making up more stories. Not playing the game. there's an itch or a distraction or something comes up, be aware of it and go back to the practice. If you itch the itch, if you think the thought, that's just another thought. That's just another itch. So don't itch that one. Go back to the practice. Go back to being more and more aware, not of something in particular. Something in particular, like the breathing, is just the concentration point to allow everything else to relax and release and open. Of course, meditation isn't about focusing on our breath, but that concentration and that focus gives us a place to practice not turning around and around in thoughts, not feeding that compulsion to pick and choose and to judge. That concentration on breathing allows our coarse mind to relax and release, and the subtle mind to open more. The mind that doesn't need to figure anything out. The mind that doesn't need to fix anything. The mind that has freedom as its base, as its foundation. The mind that is not someone, not something, not somewhere. The mind that doesn't need to compare anything, doesn't need to think anything, doesn't need to tell a story, doesn't need to be a part of a story. The mind that doesn't rely on thoughts or judgments or comparing anything. Now is the time to practice meditation. Our practice is that whatever appears, whether it's blue, black, white, good, bad, wrong, we're aware of that and we continue practicing meditation. It's very important that we develop a sense of respect and reverence, trust and faith in the practice of meditation. Otherwise, you won't stay with it. And we need to learn how to stay with meditation even when we feel uncomfortable, or when we would rather be somewhere else or be doing something else. Sustain the attention, sustain the focus on present moment sensations of breathing as your meditation object. Meditation makes us powerful. It makes us able to actively let go of those things that don't serve us. It makes our mind be able to be free from appearances, from ideas, stories, people. You must try to practice meditation seriously, or you won't get any benefit from it. Meditation is the action of mindfulness, the action of being aware of what is already here, moment by moment, with detachment, not seeking out a particular feeling, not trying to get rid of anything, just continuing. Like on a long hike, if we were to get attached to even a single blade of grass, that first step would be our last.
Đó là cái sự tự nhiên, y cạo khử năng máy dính vô y lái ở khử bỏ tì tiếng thôi không mỗi luôn bỏ cái ngã cái ta gì hết á năng phải chạy hết sẽ rồi năng right mindfulness by that time là bỏ dính mắt, tại vì right mindfulness là bỏ dính cái gì hết trơn, bỏ tham sân si cái gì xen vô hết á, nói như vậy là như vậy.
It is what it is.
It what it is, it is like that.
It is
It's
what
like
it is.
that.
It's nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rồi.
Does that make sense?
Lứa ai thì lứa mừng là lứa ta lứa hiểu sao đó sĩ lứa mừng làm cả lứa theo.
You do what you think is best. Mom says it's her idea, it's mom's idea. It's the way mom thinks and talks. You do what you think is best.
Yeah.
I understand.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
I got my answer.
Okay. All right. That's all you have to say.
Because you guys have more questions.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thì lứa chờ sửa ổng là mấy cái lứa tạ lứa ta lứa.
And then maybe teacher can give us a review. Did we do it correctly, teacher? Okay. Is there anything you want to add?
Her personality, sometimes you teach her something and she like to repeat everything to make sure correct or not. That's her.
But I can't ask in the moment. I have to process it.
Yeah.
You guys, let me process it.
Because after surgery and now her brain slow and she cannot think a lot of things at the same time. Just one thing, not the same before. That's why sometimes she quiet, she sad, and she want to go to do something, the job, everything, but she do slow and she cannot remember. And she said, I'm not the same before, and I have to give up, and she cried. And I always tell her, you just meditate and to help, because the mind very wild. You meditate, you will come back. Don't give up. I always tell her that, and she listens. Like that. Yeah. So that's why I say, if you understand that, you can repeat for Salvador, listen to it right, correct, and you practice. That's it.
Má hồ con mừng bây giờ là con đâu có nhớ tiệt con tiệt
Thật ra
con thiệt con hiểu mà con tiệt con cái nào để suy nghĩ cái thiệt cái hầu y dịp cái nào cái con cho hiểu má hiểu không? So for me, when I hear this, I understand what you guys are saying, but my brain has to process it and I have to think about it. So I can't repeat back right now because. So.
If you have more questions, then we can ask more later. Yeah. It's okay.
The important if you remember, that's good. Okay. And do that.
It's the letting go and the detaching that is hard for me to understand how to do it. Like, I know that's mom, but how do I detach from mom? Like, I can't. How do I detach from Tracy?
I'm trying to detach from mom.
I can't. I don't know how to detach from them. I don't. Yeah. So I don't even know how to detach from, like, myself. So that's where I'm a bit confused. Like, I understand there's no me. Then when the feelings come up, how do I not take it in? And just, yeah, I don't know.
Just maybe this is just an experience that we're all going through, and just accept that it's an experience without putting in any feeling towards it or energy towards it. Just recognize it and let it go, and just accept it and move on. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way to detach, is accept it. And it's an experience, maybe. Like, and is ever changing anyways. It's not going to be the same tomorrow. So why are you going to hold on to this, and enjoy the life that is now? We should just give gratitude and thanks that we're here and to experience this amazing life, pretty much. But we have to detach from that too. But just like let it be and go through the experience with love and gratitude.
No, 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 no I, no I know you, not your mother, not your sister. Just selfless impermanent nature. The same selfless impermanent nature. This right understanding is really helpful to detach from ourselves, our mother, our sister, our friends, our belongings. The problem is attachment on self, attachment on yourself, attachment on your mother, attachment on your sister. That is the cause of problem. Attachment is the cause of ignorance, wrong understanding, not understanding about the truth of selfless impermanent nature. So detachment is the cause of right understanding about selfless impermanent nature. It is we all are sure to die. Any die. We can die. We are sure to die, but not sure what time, which day. But we can die. Any die also. Many people are dying every day. Most of them didn't know they were dying today. It will be the same for us. But it is sure to die. But when we die, nothing is sure. Because even we are still alive, nothing is sure. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. We don't know. We can hope for the best. We can be rich. But not sure. We are sure to be similar like this. Now we can eat, we can sleep, we can travel, we can donate. That is sure. So also, in the future, it is sure. But to change something big is not sure. But most of the people are hoping for the best. That's why we are disappointed. We feel disappointed because we think highly of ourselves. In this way, we can be someone special. We can, if we meditate, we can hope for ourselves. We can get enlightenment. But that is not sure. not much, because of if we are not doing something great, something something great, there will be no great consequence. Only when we are doing the greater things, it is sure there will be greater consequence. Most of the people are doing nearly the same every day. Most of the people are copying from each other. In this way, they grow up day after day, but not much change in their life because of doing similar the same things every day. Because of the same consequence, the same cause, there is also similar consequence. But we think we think highly of ourselves. That's why we can hope to be something better and better. But most of the people are not much change, not much big change for sure.
You understand?
But if we are doing like this, most of the people are not doing like us, like monks and nuns, meditators. Now, what we are doing now is not copying the others. We are following the way of Buddha. Because of doing like this, there will be receiving great consequence for sure. For me, I have been teaching like this from 1999 as a businessman. In 2002, I ordained as a monk. I continue teaching like this. In 2007, the first power center established. In our center, I continue teaching like this, not hoping for the best, just doing like this. It take if for the in the side of the people who are urgent to get rich, or if they are sick, they want to be healthy. For the musician addicts, they want to be well known urgently, but most of them are not sure to change their life, to be well known urgently. Only a few people became richest people. Only a few sportmen, they became well known. They became very rich. But most of the people are just normal. But concerned with Buddha Dhamma and Sangha, doing like this is really great. But we are difficult to understand. Now you already follow the trip. We are doing the same. The same similar guided meditation, question, answering the question, traveling from one place to another, always meeting with new meditators, new donors, new questioner. We are doing the same. This is from 1999 till now, I have been doing the same. Simple, but saving greater merits.
Yes.
That's why more and more people are following me. More and more new Power Center belong to me. I became the owner of one new meditation center after another. I became the master of new meditators after another. You are also new. This is the same. In this way, I became more and more well known. I can do many things. I became skillful in making decisions. I continues doing like this. But you are old, that's why you are not much urgent. If for some of the young men and women follow me, they are not patient. They need change. So they are difficult to understand. They don't want to do like this because they cannot detach from their ambition, from their friends. So they are difficult to do like this. But when I was 29 years old, in 1999, I started doing like this, and I continues doing like this. No more. I emphasize only the present moment. I understand nothing is sure. No one is sure. That's why, with this right understanding, I'm not rejecting the future and planning, but I emphasize the present moment. I'm not greedy to establish new meditation center urgently because of the meditators in San Jose. I understand we need a full-time meditation center in San Francisco also. But I'm not urgent. I will continue doing like this. And then, if you are following me, you will see the change. There will be the power center. More and more people will be coming and practicing. And then, there will be one new meditation center after another will appear in San Francisco also. This is the same in Myanmar, India, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand. I'm doing the same. This is really powerful. But I can detach from the weather, from the politics, from business, even from COVID-19. I continue teaching like this. With detachment from every good and bad situation. I detach from natural disaster. I'm safe. So you must, if you practice meditation according to my teaching, you can practice the same. You are free to listen any Dhamma teaching. But other teachings are not about doing only. Other meditation master will teach about breathing or many methods, but not much about doing only. using only, experiencing only. Just if you forget, if you're angry, just understand to be angry only. No more. No need to control. Just need to understand. There is anger, anger. If there is no anger, just no anger. Let it be, whatever good or bad happen. You need to detach from whatever good or bad action and happening. If someone die, let die. Okay. Because we all are sure to die. So nothing is strange. No need to be sad. Accept everything as it is. If your mother is angry, accept as it is. No, not to attach. The mind is always changing. Sometimes angry, sometimes greedy, but nothing is permanent. We just need to know the same truth of selfless impermanent nature of every doing and happening. No need to attach on whatever good or bad action. No need to attach on whatever good or bad consequence. Just need to accept as it is. Happening is happening only. Doing is doing only. This is the real meditation. Accept everything, good or bad, as it is. Detach. Detach means with this right understanding, we are detaching from happiness, sadness. We are controlling the mind. We are detaching from whatever good or bad doing and happening. Whatever we do with body and mind, it will be right or wrong. Whatever happen, it will be good or bad. Not much different, but nothing is permanent. If we can accept like this, if we understand like this, we can accept everything. If you like something, just detach from liking with the understanding of selfless impermanent nature. If you dislike someone, detach from disliking with the same knowing of selfless impermanent nature. Because liking appear and then disappear. Disliking appear as soon as disappear. Anger appear as soon as disappear. Another anger appear again as soon as disappear. Nothing is permanent. So let it be. This is really powerful. This practice is really powerful. I'm practicing and teaching like this. In this way, I became really skillful. That's why nothing to do. Just need to practice like this. Just need to understand and practice like this. Let go, let go. If so,
from the ego too.
There will be less and less ignorance and attachment. There will be more and more enlightenment or wisdom and non-attachment and compassion. In this way, I came to understand about Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha more and more clearly, deeply. Before I practice like this, I don't know about Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Knowing about Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha is really great. That's why I know what is right, what is wrong. I know what should do, what should not do. That's why I became a teacher. I became a decision maker. I became a founder. I know when to do, when not to do, how to do, how not to do. I know very clearly because of practicing like this. I'm not attaching on doing like this or like that. That's why I know what is the side effect of doing like this and doing like this.
Đứa Táo này tỉnh đứa Táo là tiểu á.
Tiếp.
Điện thoại
Nó hiểu.
đại khái.
Cho nên nó xả năng và nó xả bỏ hết á. Rồi nó xả cái khí chứ, trái là cái khí rồi. Cái hội khử luôn. Má ta ô cái khí của má một ô khí. Nhưng cái khí là cái khí không à. Một xíu có chê một ô khí, bỏ thì tiếng một ô khí là cái...
Ủa con bảo ủa.
Một xíu ua nữa. Cũng là cái hết xe.
Cũng nhận cái machine nó phút nhận cái khí thì khí thôi. Vậy đó. Nó giật cho nó đã nó hết.
Mà cho nên nó nhận bãi cái năm cung.
It hit them. And secession. If you let go, you know that it ceases, it stops. The secession stop.
Mấy mò cái nám, mò cái just cái xiếng này bỏ xiếng, cái chai mất ở tiết.
Cái sự nghiên cứu là cùng cả nếu má hội repeat rồi đứa ngày mai đứa chạy happen chỉ là vậy thế rồi.
It happened.
But it's the bỏ cái
Detach.
Yeah, that's
Let it
the
go.
part I was having trouble.
It takes time.
Just remember đó.
That's
It's like
I don't know how.
It's just know, and then you just detach it, have the tension, you detach, it will detach with time.
Yeah.
Bang,
Bỏ.
bong, let it go. Just don't stop. Don't hold on to it. Mày là mày, tao là tao.
Sẽ chứ mấy tầm khí, mấy tầm
Yeah.
gì.
Don't get angry at yourself. Don't
Be selfless, like don't
Mấy tầm gì nhắm
don't blame yourself. Don't be angry at yourself that you can't do it either.
Mấy thì nhắm bờ bét, cái cầm miền khí quá, mấy thì nhắm bờ bét, cái mẹ quá. Cái khí là khí.
Right? So you have to let that go too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that you're less than just because you have a brain tumor or surgery. It doesn't mean that you're less than.
Yes, no more thinking about your past experience. No more thinking about what you are happening now. No, you need to detach from the life of a patient. If so, you will be better and better. Attachment is the real problem.
You're not a patient.
I know that.
Yes, you're not a patient.
You are nothing. Everyone is nothing. No one. This is detachment from what we attach.
An idea of who we are, our ego.
In this way, you can develop
Wisdom
yes
and compassion and understanding. You have to get over that to go to the other side.
And don't place importance on the self. It's not real. Do you know? It's not real.
Selfless.
It's just a short experience. You just let it go. Don't let all that attach to you.
Rồi lứa em bận ngủ với lứa bực bội
It's
khi
just
em bực bội khi ai khỉ ai mấy cái đi cho này control cũng muốn lứa bận hết cái mà
Là bông máy khí máy
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
thì
If
cũng
you
vậy thôi hả?
yeah, if you get that, then you apply to everything.
Tại vì nàng ở ngoài mình khá y cũng một tạ có khỉ khi thành ra
It's the same
đâu có nổi
thing.
dịch lên rồi cái gì control em.
mà con hiểu rồi.
You hiểu rồi. Tá thầy thiệt.
Hả?
Tá ơn thầy thiệt năng khẩu hổm ốc.
Thank you. I understand a little bit more now.
You can also listen to his lecture.
And I will listen to your lectures more.
yes. This is also a normal house we are using as meditation center.
You know Dharma house? Dharma? Buddhist teaching? This is a Dharma house. It was
So you can also change your house as your own meditation center, and then you can
meditate,
Yes,
learn
you
together.
you can continue to stay as a nun also. Okay, you can also ordain as a nun. If so, you can contact with us with social media. So you can as a nun you can contact with other nuns, other monks. In this way,
Part of
you
Sangha,
you will develop. You are learning about the life of
monastic.
yes monastic life. That
Part of
is,
the Sangha.
it will take time, but
Baby steps.
if you are patient,
Yeah.
you will understand more and more. So easy, not much difficult.
Easy. Okay.
Because you are old enough. That's why. For her, she is very young, so
Yeah.
she may be difficult, but it is possible. You are old. That's why. You cannot do a lot.
Yes.
That's why you don't have. You already did many things.
Yes.
So easy to. You just need to detach.
Nó tao mấy cái
Đã năng một tiết, năng xả nắng.
ừ.
Ai thì ta lấy ở tu.
Ừ.
Rồi năng convert năng cái lại bằng cho cái center meditation hầu năng xả nắng. Rồi năng lọc mó.
Thua mãi giúp rồi
no,
chứ
And then we just all just
hello tu
learn together.
Okay. She said she can do it but she not take out her hair.
Not ready yet. She almost did it that day with us, but she has an appointment. She has to run off. My sister, she almost ordained with us, all three of us that day.
Oh, yeah.
But the very next day, she has the appointment, and she wanted to come with us, but she couldn't because of her appointment, her doctor's appointment.
Oh, yeah.
And when we were in San Jose, yeah, we're so close, almost for her. Yeah.
But
Next
is
time.
no problem. You can,
Tao mó cũng trụ
as a nun, it is free. You can go to the doctor.
Okay.
You are free to do many things. No, not strange.
You don't have to shave your head, right? Does she have to shave her head?
Huh?
Oh, does she have to shave her head? Ordain?
Yes, that is better.
Yeah, it's better.
For there are many good points to change our life and our mind. Because now, if you are okay as a lay person, you don't need to change. But not okay. That's why it is better to change. In this way, you will understand what is changing in your mind, in your life.
Because you experienced it.
Yes, yes.
Giờ này là ông ta cái này.
Ngọc mó. Rồi cho nên cái đó là cái biển chuyến của Năng. Của dạng Năng mỗi tiểu Năng cái người phà.
Người cũ.
Bây giờ đã thành người tu.
Người mới.
Người tu.
Tại vì mày cạo cái đầu mày sẽ nghĩ mày là người tu rồi.
Yeah.
Thì mày thay đổi.
Yeah, part of it.
Rồi tới chừng thay đổi xong mày muốn để tóc rồi thì để được không?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm done.
Cái đó là cái lý do này.
Mom.
Nhà máy mình tệ.
I'm done. But then it's just that you know, cáo cái mom, you help way.
Họ vậy.
Ok, vậy phải thử họ
Yeah.
nghĩ.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. She asked that question for many years because of the detachment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the part I couldn't do, the detachment. I'm still have to work. I have to work on it.
You
I'm
will
still
be
working
okay.
on it. But yeah, so that's the part that it's hard for me.
That's why if you can detach from yourself, if you can accept yourself as no one, just selfless impermanent nature, you are sure to do. If you cannot do by yourself, you detach yourself from your mind. In this way, as if you are no one, you are free to do. Because you think yourself as someone, that's why it is difficult to do.
So what does that say? You have to let go of the things that you think of yourself. You know, like who yourself is.
So what will happen
So
if
you
you
understand
obey
too?
to Dao? What will happen? Will you be normal again or not? If so, not important. Going to Dao or not is not much important. Obeying to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha is really important. The power of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha are limitless. So, if you rely fully on Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, your health of body and mind will develop for sure.
Understand? Rely on the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha.
See, when I born her in the refugee camp in Malaysia, in the island, because we both people, and I pregnant her, and we escaped out of Vietnam, and on the boat, and when they took us, put in the refugee camp called refugee island
In Malaysia,
Malaysia, and I born her on that
on the island.
but the people, a group of people, they try to make the very simple, just the Buddha, and everybody come there pray because the culture. And by that time, she a baby, she just know how to sit down. But when I took her to the Buddha place, and she know how to pray, so cute, and she pray very good. And everybody look at her, and they order look at her and smile. They say, "Wow, look at that baby. She know how to pray like that." But I'm not teaching her anything. That's she like that, and she a baby.
Yeah, when you were little, you just go and see Buddha, you sit down and just pray.
She sit down
Automatically,
and pray,
whenever she said Buddha, as a little kid, she just go in front of Buddha and she just pray.
That's her lifetime right now.
She does it automatically.
Yes, that is because of past karma, past karma. Yes, that's why. If you do, you can do, sure. Because you are not doing, that's why you cannot do.
So far away, gratitude.
You just need to do.
Come back home. Come home to the Buddha, the Sangha, and the Dharma. Okay now? talking, we can review the previous talks in the previous years.
It's gonna have to catch up.
And this girl, she a baby. We teaching her Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. She done very quick.
Mm.
Very
Sing when she
quick.
was a baby.
And she can read it very
She walked
quick
around
too.
the house as a little
When
kid
she a
and
baby.
Namo Tassa. For when she was young.
But we're still very much attached to life.
We are legit attached. That's good. Like you know that you're attached. So now you
I'm
can
not ready
detach.
to let go yet.
The first thing we do something is to know and accept that we don't know it.
You should also try to practice meditation. In this way, you can understand.
If she with her age she done meditates okay?
Yes,
The
yes,
younger the better.
yes, yes.
That's together. You sit down, you need to have to sit like this so difficult. We just sit relax and then what Sador teaching. Okay, come. Good girl.
Yeah.
Thank you. Listen.
It's 3:30. You have a pack. You have to go sleep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna sit back down.
Okay, good.
Thì là nó khử rồi ẩm cho là đưa ẩm sang rồi nó không nghe.
Yeah, yeah, got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So let the Salvador relax. You're so tired and work long. This is truly the very great opportunity to come across the real meditation master. Okay. Okay, Niels. Seattle will be arriving here in Vietnam tomorrow. So me and Hung will be going to meet him and spend some time at the temple.
Seattle does visit in Europe, so we have two meditation centers in Italy, one in the north and one in the south. The south center is empty right now, um, but he's very willing to visit anywhere if there's the good reason to do so. You know, if the support is there, if the invitation is there. But he has to prioritize uh, where the generosity is. You know, so most of the generosity, most of the donations, most of the support, the real desire to join meditation retreats, etc., is not in Europe or in the West. It's mostly from Vietnamese people and also in India. So he'll probably be in India. I think in October he'll probably be there. Next month he starts his 3 month monastic retreat, the Vasa period in Myanmar. So a group of the Americans are waiting for their visas to get approved to go to America. Sorry, to go to Myanmar. Hey,
Hello.
hey, how are you doing?
Good. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good.
I'm here in West Virginia preparing for Myanmar right now.
Okay,
Doing a passport application.
so you're back in West Virginia. You finished the 1 month retreat with Seattle.
Yes. I finished most of it. I was going to make a donation to him of some of my 3D printers. And so the van broke down in Indiana, and I went ahead to West Virginia. And when the van gets repaired, they're going to send it back and pick up some of these devices I'm going to donate.
Yeah, that's great. And so how was it? What was your experience like if you want to share it? I mean, it's pretty unique that you dived into it from, you know, just from our call, from us connecting through that Reddit post and you know, you really dived in. So I'm interested to hear what your experience was like.
Well, see, at first, I was pretty amazed with everything. I saw how people were. Hey, is there anything you can do about this echo? It's making it hard for me to talk. Can you? Are you there? Testing, testing, testing. Yeah, okay, that's way better. That was really throwing me off. So yeah, at first I was really just amazed. By the people who were being helped by it. You know, I met some people who had been homeless, who had been on hard times. I heard a lot of stories of how they'd been helped by the by Tabawa. I met nuns who really just transformed their life. People were in tears telling me stories of how Sayado helped them, and you know, I really met a lot of people that I really connected with. And as for the teachings, I mean, the meditation, I mean, it took me a bit to get into the meditation just because of I mean, the morning meditations were good because they were silent. I kind of struggled with meditating during the question and answer. Um, with the Vietnamese translations of Sayado's answers and people's questions, I struggled a bit with that, and I struggled a bit with just the exhaustion of it all, the late nights and the early mornings. And I was pretty drained by the end of it, and there was a lot of drama. I guess that's kind of to be expected when you've got that many people kind of crammed together, and I think the drama kind of got to a lot of people by the end of it, and people were sort of flipping out, and people were just kind of breaking down emotionally, and
But there's
it
a
kind of got to.
I always find there's a certain kind of beauty in that, and you can really be aware of that without getting caught up in it. Because, like you said, that's a part of a bunch of people coming together and working together. It's something that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said there because I kind of excel at talking to people through their issues, and people felt really comfortable speaking openly to me about whatever was troubling them, and I was actually able to help people. There was one guy, Sean. He told everybody he ordained as a monk because of the conversations I had with him, and I wasn't trying to convince him, but yeah, I mean, just really deep personal connections, and yeah, I felt like I was able to play a real role in the sangha. If I had to do it over again, I would have focused more on meditation and maybe a little less on the people. But here I am planning for Myanmar, so I've got plenty of time to rectify that.
How long are you planning to stay in Myanmar?
Well, I am going with Virginie, another layperson, a woman from France, and we were planning to shoot some film. We got Sayada's permission, and we were thinking probably around a month in Myanmar, and then we were looking at Vietnam and India as part of this film that she wants to make. So that's sort of my rough plan, but things change week by week.
Well, keep in touch because I'm also thinking about me and Hung, my wife, and she also used to be a nun with Siara. We're thinking about possibly going to visit in Myanmar, but the
Mm.
visa is a little bit difficult, but we're going to see about it. And yeah, and then if you did come by Vietnam, you'd be very welcome here, and maybe we could do something together. And we're also thinking about going to India because I think Seattle might be traveling to India in October, so we might go and visit to practice with him there. And he's coming into Vietnam tomorrow, so we're gonna go and meet him and spend some time with him there as well.
That's awesome. Where are you in Vietnam?
In Ho Chi Minh, in the city.
Okay, that's easy to remember. Yeah, I would love to come and see you. I mean, you're the one who got me into all of this. I heard a lot about you from other members of the other lay people, members of the Sangha. They were putting your videos up and watching some of your recent ones. People, you got a lot of fans.
Yeah, well, that's depends what video you pull up, but it's good. Yeah, it's been a big transition from, spending all those years as a monk and having a lot of experiences like what you just described. And it's kind of a connecting force because when you actually do show up fresh and raw and completely like you did, you get to really receive that the teaching because it's not just what Seattle says, it's also the environment that he creates. And it's like
Hmm.
being able to go through that and get that training. Now there's almost there's like a shared space that people where people are able to share, where we don't have to worry about the ego stuff as much, the storytelling as much, because you get that lived experience, so yeah. And
Yeah.
it's always a draw, like just the way that Seattle operates. There's something lively about it, there's something engaging about it, and then like socially, and then combining that with the practice of meditation and Seattle's deep teachings, so it kind of pulls people back. I always feel that pull. And what we'd like to do, well, what we're planning to do on my side, me and Hung and one of Seattle's students, and kind of my students as well, who's from Australia, we're planning to make a meditation center here in Vietnam. kind of a home slash meditation center where people can come and stay and practice at in Vietnam. So we're hoping to do that within the next year.
Is that going to be your own organization, or is it Tabawa?
No, no, Tabarwa can't operate freely in Vietnam because Seattle is so well known as a religious
Mm.
teacher. So there's a lot of land and properties and donations in Vietnam where people would like him to make a center, but because he's somewhat connected with the government here, you can't do that officially. So it'd be kind of a sub branch. I consider my group, our group here, as just being a part of the broader Tabarwa ecosystem.
Mm. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. So when are you going to get it set up? When do you think it'll be open and ready for people?
Well, if everything goes to plan, probably within a year. Like a year from now, we should have the property and, have space for people to come and practice and stay.
Well, that's awesome. Like I'll probably come and visit you at some point. I'm kind of at the point now where I'm ready to just sort of as Sayato says, leave the prison of society and just really just focus full time on the traveling and meditation training and following him. And I'll be I'm really interested to go to these different centers and to learn from different people, and he encourages us to do that. I'm kind of in a position to do that now, so I figure I might as well run with it. So yeah, I'll probably, if I don't see you in Vietnam here soon, I'll probably see you there somewhere along the road.
Yeah, it's the magic of what Seattle has created is this ecosystem, this international ecosystem where people can give their lives to the path and the sangha, even if they don't become a monk. We can do that as a yogi or as a volunteer, or once we get some experience, we can teach, and then just keeping that connectivity up with collaboration, so we can do all kinds of different good deeds. And I
Yeah.
was just I was just listening to the talk that Seattle was giving on his live stream about how, like, when people don't try to do these greater good deeds or try to go in that direction, it's like we just stay the same. For people stay the same for their entire lives, and but when you do these greater good deeds, when you give yourself in that direction, like, there's sure to be these great impacts. And I think it's such a, like, your experience is such a wake up call, because for a lot of people in my community and just generally spiritual seekers, because you totally came into that raw, and it's not like you're a millionaire or something, and all you did was have a call, show up with Seattle when he was showing up in a new country. It's where you live, but you showed up at the airport, and then you spent a month, freely being supported, being around monks and nuns, doing these meditation retreats, traveling around, and now you have this access to an entire ecosystem and community that's just indefinite. And one of my big, just coming up for me now, is like this view and this mission to make sure that that's more well established for the long term. Because Seattle, he's constantly doing so much. He's always working, but from the Western side, making sure that ecosystem and that community and those lines of communication are even more opened up, so that there's more and more resources for Westerners to do what you've done, and then to do that indefinitely. That's just that open door kind of policy, I think, is so powerful for people to be able to change their lives and step out of these unnecessary prisons of society that they don't really need to be in. And like Seattle was saying, if your practice, if your life is well as a layperson, well then, yeah, you don't need to become a monk or a nun. But for so many people, their life is totally unwell. They don't have another option, and Tabarwa is a great option.
Yeah, we're thinking along the same lines. It's the point of what this documentary is. Virginie, the French woman, the filmmaker. I mean, she's a real artist. She spends her life traveling and making documentaries. And this documentary idea started as us discussing exactly that, just how there's not a place for people to go. the creep of technology and progress. It's trapping people more and more and making them sick. And yeah, we both came to the same conclusion that, like, hey, people need to know about Tabawa. And there's not really a professional level film made about Sayato, made about the organization. And she really believes she can be the one to do that. She's got the artistic vision, and now we have to go and see what kind of film we get. But I mean, furthermore, it's like it's kind of where I see myself in all of this. Like at least where I stand now, I think I probably won't ordain anytime soon because I see myself as somebody who has a foot in both worlds. And I've got this professional background, and oh, do you know Cindy? Do you know Cindy, the organizer?
Yeah, I know Cindy.
I mean, like, I'm a different kind of animal than her, but I can sort of see myself as being someone who can help, um, more from the periphery than from being, like, directly a monk in the sangha. I think there's things that I can do from that position. A lot of people made this comment about the way that I was with everyone. Is that, like, my unique ability is that I can connect with people. I can connect with people of all different backgrounds, and people who don't get along with each other or don't understand each other. I can go to each of them individually and have a deep conversation and figure out, what are they thinking about, what's bothering them. And, like, I before I even got hooked to you or any of this, I was already planning on setting up a public image, a and being on social media, being on YouTube, and really, I see all of this as complementary. And I think over the coming months, that's going to sort of take shape, especially as I continue to travel to these places and forge relationships with people. But yeah, I really would like to help with this in any way that I can. And I even asked Seattle in the first week because I was donating all of this equipment that he wants, the 3D printers, and I asked him. I said, "Can I help run like some of these new centers? Can I help with the setup of them?" And he's like, yes, yes, and yes. And they offered to help me offered to put me on the project to help with the new temple they're building in California. So yeah, I mean, like me, I see how just new the whole American wing of this organization is, and yeah, I've got a hunger to help see it grow and help it reach more people.
It's kind of a new, it almost goes against like the regular American way of doing things where any point of value that you have to offer becomes a reason for competition rather than collaboration. And Tabar was all about the collaborative effort and sustaining that. So I hope that I'll be able to help some ways as well in this project and this vision, the documentary. I love filmmaking in my own way, and yeah, I hope we can find a way to collaborate on that and just sustaining it over the long term. And there's so many different ways that can take shape, but like the groundwork of that is just the open line of communication, like that heart communication. And so, because in spirituality, it seems to start with like the ego stuff, like you've experienced, like people's egos are blowing up against each other because of the openness of the situation, or like the emphasis on the mind. And once those lines of communication and connection are opened up, it's like we can focus so much on collaboration and just moving forward and creating more access points for people to learn about Tabarwa and to, of course, learn about wisdom and compassion and mindfulness and detachment, and to go further on their own paths in that. But I'm very
Yeah,
grateful that you had the blessings and you had the courage to do that. I mean, it's incredible. It really is incredible. It's such a I'll try to take my own ego out of the situation in it, but I'm grateful that interaction between us happened, and that you had that affinity and that connection to just step into it. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, thank you again for just opening the door for me. With everything you said, you're making me wish I would have spoken more at some of these question and answer sessions. I was kind of keeping quiet because there was a lot of attention on me. For one, because the way I showed up, and two, just because of, for whatever reason, I'm a person that tends to attract a lot of attention, and I didn't want to make it about me. I wanted to learn, but I mean, you're right. It's like I think people could learn or just like form a connection, become inspired just by the way that I came into it. And now that I'm getting more comfortable with it and I've sort of got to know people, yeah, I'd like to sort of get my story and my perspective out there, and see who it might reach.
Well, if you do come to Vietnam after Myanmar, and I tell you what, you're probably going to need a little bit of rest. Myanmar can be intense and can go. There's a lot of layers and levels to the degree of intensity that Tabarwa can bring, and probably America is on the lesser end of that. Even though I know it's still very intense and difficult. But yeah, if you do end up here in Vietnam with Virginia or whatever, you just come to visit, you're welcome. I hope be able to do an interview with you or something and share that out with people.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I have to talk to her because of the way that she is. She's I'm kind of along for the ride with her. She's got this all mapped out of the places she wants to go. So especially if we're in Ho Chi Minh, I think it's easier. The only thing is it is hard for me to influence her. And if I start trying to, she gets very, very upset. I'll put it that way. So I cannot guarantee that I'll be there on the film trip, but I'm going to be there regardless. And this film is only going to last. I mean, it's probably 2 months, 2 to 3 months we're going to be filming, and then I'll still be in the area. So, one way or another, I'm going to come and see you.
So, what was the biggest insight you felt like you've gained through that experience? Because you hadn't spent time like in like a meditation center or meditation community before that, right? Like a Buddhist sangha or a Buddhist community. So, is there anything that stands out in particular that you feel like really struck you or that you got some insight from? I mean, you because some people they go through that process, and the difficulties that go along with it, and then they're like, I am so glad to be done and I'm never going back. So, but you seem to have really aligned with it. I guess some connection from past lives or karmically with Seattle and with Tabarwa to that inspiration that I'm picking up from you.
Well, I mean, off the top of my head, the biggest thing is the people that it reaches. There's just so many people out there in the world, and I had a hunch. I had been thinking about this for a while before I started, but this really confirmed my suspicions that there's a lot of people out there that they get diagnosed with mental disorders, or they end up as criminals, and or just any kind of outcast from society, and they're treated like something's wrong with them, and there's nothing at all wrong with them. They're spiritually inclined people. Oftentimes they have abilities that and people don't have. Oftentimes they see things that people don't see, and what they need is a proper home for themselves, and a place where they can learn from somebody who understands what it is that they need. And this was something that existed in history. That you had shamans, you had these type of characters in every village, and the communities took care of them. And now they get shunned and outcast and persecuted. And for one, I was just so glad to see that there was a home for all of these people, and that what Sayadaw is doing is unique. In that he's not discriminating against people. I mean, there's people who have broken all the rules many times and left and come back and left and come back. And here he is continuing to help them and give them what they need. And I just think there needs to be a lot more of that in the world. And he seems to be the one leading the charge right now. I can't think of anybody else. And that it's doing something like this. And I've heard similar sentiments from a lot of people. So, I mean, I think that's the biggest takeaway right there.
I tend to agree. Yeah.
Mm.
I think that he is leading that charge. It's not really any parallel to what Seattle is doing and attempting to do and how selflessly he operates, his output, the amount of energy that he gives to it, and just his depth of wisdom and compassion, and then applying that with this like unlimited vision for what he wants to do and helping people and working with people. There's not really anyone else in the world that I'm aware of that's combining that deep wisdom with social work in the way that Seattle is.
Yeah, it seems to be that other Buddhist organizations, they've got requirements that, and I mean, standards of behavior, and I understand why they would, but that people aren't exactly ready to meet when they first come into contact with it. And I mean, some people might not ever get there if they didn't have somebody who was so willing to take them in. There were so many times when people were freaking out, people were melting down. I mean, I had a little bit of that myself towards the end. I was so exhausted, but you just come to him and he just like, no, everything's okay. Come to me, Anmar. Don't worry about it. Just detach, meditate. And some other people who are sort of in charge, they start to try and dictate rules and dictate the way everybody needs to be. And then he overhears that. He overhears somebody doing that, and he's like, "No, this is not my teaching." And it's kind of a problem sometimes because he doesn't dictate, and people don't know what the rules are. But it all sort of comes together, and you got all of these just wildly different personalities. It really couldn't work any other way except for with him at the head of it.
How long do you think it's going to take to get your passport?
I'm actually filling out the paperwork now. It's hopefully going to come in like 10 days. That's what the lady at the post office said. She said if I do it online, it should come in about a week or so. It's actually good timing because I got to move out of my house, and I gotta, I might even sell my car. I got to take this time to deal with all of my possessions and get ready for life on the road, so it works out.
All right. Well, do you have any questions or anything for me?
Um, I'm thinking about Myanmar. Is there I'm trying to think about, just anything I need to be thinking about before going. I imagine the standards of behavior and the standards of well, it's going to be a different environment, but then also like, is there anything special I should bring? Should I bring something to sleep on, or I really don't even know what kind of environment I'm walking into there, to tell you the truth. Have you been there?
Yeah. I lived there for a couple years. My advice is just be fluid with your cash flow. Don't be shy, and be open to bring in all the things that you could imagine. Don't try to go in there hyper minimalistically or anything. Just bring anything that you can imagine that you might need, and then if you don't need it anymore, you can donate it to the group because they have a lot of need for basic stuff in Myanmar at the center there. So you can just bring
Mm-hmm.
tons of stuff. Maybe don't, just like quality of living stuff, don't bring more technology or stuff like that that you don't need or that you won't use.
Mm.
And you can also ask Seattle or, someone else if they want you to bring anything when you come. But just go into it, and they're very experienced with Seattle bringing in Westerners and foreigners. So just go. Have you been out of the country before?
I've spent a lot of time in Japan.
Yeah. So just be ready for a totally new environment, a new experience, and be ready for some adversity. And just how you went into the retreat in America is just now, um, you'll be in a totally not Western environment. And like you already picked up on, I think I mentioned before you went, but Seattle is the guy, so people may say different things, but keep your connection with Seattle strong. And if you need help or anything like that, don't be shy to reach out to Seattle for clarification. And yeah, be ready for life. It's kind of like washing clothes, like washing the clothes of the mind. The more disturbance, the more movement that's in it, the more that those clothes get washed naturally. And you actually don't have to apply so much effort to try and clean the clothes. It just cleans itself when you go into those
That's really
environments.
Yeah, that's really well said. I think that's pretty applicable to this last trip. No, it makes me feel better about some things, and I guess that's why Seattle's so cool with it when people's problems do come up. One more question for you. It's something I've been thinking about is just the danger from the government and everything as far as going there and filming. Um, I happen to know someone who did a lot of work in Myanmar. He was a friend of my dad's. He's an old guy now, and I mean, he told me 20 times, "Don't go, don't go, don't go," and here I am still planning to go. But I'm a little bit worried. It's like um, people see us filming, and if they hear the word documentary. And I know that there's government agents that post up in his centers to keep tabs on him, and I do have a little bit of concern is like if they find out we're filming, are we going to be detained or something like that? And I'm just trying to think ahead towards that and avoid any issues. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so one thing is you can bring a couple $100 bills with you. No wrinkles, like fully fresh, clean, flattened $100 bills, and put them
Mm-hmm.
inside like an envelope or two. I don't know if you saw any of the envelopes that they give to the monks, but they're like a hard cardboard. And so you
Mm-hmm.
can put a couple $100 bills, as much as you're willing to lose, but keep it with you, of course. Hopefully you won't lose it. And you can put it in like like a fanny pack that you keep with you all the time. And you want to have a bag like that, maybe not a fanny pack, but like a bag that you wear with you all the time. And just keep your most important stuff like your passport, some $100 bills, and whatever else you want to keep with you all the time. Just keep it on you at all times, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the filming, just don't get into that until you're with Seattle, right? Like when you're in the group, when you're around Seattle. And then if anything were to happen, you can make a donation to those people, and they'll help you. They'll help you out, or you know what I mean. You can a
Mm-hmm.
bribe or donation, but also Seattle will have your back. So Seattle will go to if anything were to happen, Seattle will come and help you out. He's pretty good about that stuff. There's a story of so the main center in Tabarwa is in Tanlin. It says big major center that over the years has had like a lot of Western volunteers coming through and people doing filming and journalism and stuff. And years ago, somebody got in trouble. They weren't even with Tabarwa or Seattle. They were just like traveling around and filming, from what I heard. But Seattle like made his way to that prison or wherever the guy was and like got him released. So life is risk, but the if you're not willing to take on risk, you won't have much of a life to live. And it's good. It's worthwhile. You won't have to worry too much. And the worst situation that you're going to be in is just having to leave the country, come over to Vietnam or wherever. Uh, so you don't
That's
have to
actually
worry too
really
much.
That's really reassuring that Seattle will come and get us out of trouble. I mean, I see that he helps people, but I'm still just getting to know him, and I mean, as you might have experienced yourself, a lot of people when they meet him for the first time, he's just so different than anybody you meet. You can't get a read on him, and yeah, I have been worried about that. It's just like, okay, if things really went bad, would anybody come to help me? And no, that's very reassuring to know that this has happened before, and that he came through. It's not like I didn't think he was going to. I'm just
Uh,
trying
he's
to
very
cover my bases.
he's very connected. He's very linked in. He's works with the government over there, so you should be fine. And Seattle values people according to their need and their like sincerity, not so much their ability, but like their need and their willingness. So as much as you're coming at that frequency that like you're telling me about, and that you practiced when you were there on the retreat, Seattle is not gonna, it's a high priority to protect, to offer protection. That's a big part of the Tabarwa vision as well, is offering protection. So you should be okay.
Well, thank you for that. All right. Well, um, yeah, I'll keep you apprised of what I'm doing. I will let you know about traveling to Vietnam, especially if I about Ho Chi Minh. It would be really good to stop in, and yeah, maybe we could do a bit of filming each other. We'll see how it all plays out.
All right, Austin. Good to talk with you, and take care, and enjoy.
Thanks for the call, Rob, and
Yeah.
thanks for everything.
Yeah. Talk to you again. Bye.
Bye bye.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, this is Austin, and I made a post on Reddit, reaching out saying I was a monk for 8 years, and I was, interested to talk with anybody who's on the path, to enlightenment. And Austin sent me a message, and he was living in West Virginia, and I told him about this upcoming retreat, this 1 month retreat with Seattle in America. And Austin had never lived at a meditation center before, or been around monks and nuns before, never trained with a master. And he flew out from West Virginia to California on like 3 days' notice, through like 3 or 5 days before Seattle arrived. Arrived the same day as him, and then joined the trip and the retreat for a month, and is now planning to go to join Tabarwa in Myanmar, and be a member of the community and be involved. So believe it or not, that's the way it works in Tabarwa.
总不与之 佛，你我照灯无上觉，一时方解脱道场，顺落多心可消亡，所降落心不动转，南无常住十方佛，南无常住十方法，南无常住十方身，南无释迦牟尼佛，南无佛顶受人耶，南无观世音菩萨，南无金刚藏菩萨，二十世尊从罗其中，用百宝光光中涌出，千叶宝莲有化如来，周宝华中定方四大，百宝光明一光明，界遍世界十分和沙，金刚密集青山之中，遍虚空界大众仰观，为爱见宝求佛爱妙，一心听佛无间定相，放光如来宣说深度，南无萨旦那出界多耶阿赖我地三藐三菩提萨旦那我君子舍利三南无萨婆诃多婆毗萨多毗毗，南无萨多南三藐三菩提君子南说舍阿婆迦僧揭南，南无卢悉阿罗汉多南，南无梭罗多婆那那，南无舍揭利多揭弥那，南无卢悉三藐解脱三藐解婆罗提婆多那那，南无提婆提舍那，南无悉陀耶弥提耶多那提舍那舍婆揭拉娑娑那摩那那，南无巴拉摩尼，南无因陀罗耶，南无波提波提波罗罗耶，无摩波提所悉耶耶，南无波揭波提那那耶那耶，曼遮摩诃萨摩多拉，南无悉揭灵多耶，南无波揭波提摩诃迦拉耶尼提摩拉那揭拉毗多拉波罗迦拉耶阿提摩提室波舍那提波悉尼摩他利揭罗，南无悉揭利多耶，南无波揭波提多他揭俱拉耶，南无摩罗摩俱拉耶，南无跋舍那俱拉耶，南无摩尼俱拉耶，南无揭舍俱拉，南无波揭波提利利萨苏拉悉拉波拉阿那努那舍耶多他揭多，南无波揭波提，南无阿弥陀佛耶多他揭多耶阿赖我地三藐三菩提耶，南无波揭波阿作毗耶多那揭多耶，阿赖我地三藐三菩提耶，南无波揭波毗沙舍耶俱卢吠舍利耶波那波那舍耶多那揭多耶，南无波揭波提三不施毗萨列那那那舍耶多那揭多耶，阿赖我地三藐三菩提耶，南无波揭波提舍悉耶摩那多那揭多耶，阿赖我地三藐三菩提耶，南无波揭波提那那那揭多那舍耶多那揭多耶，阿赖我地三藐三菩提耶，地表南无萨揭利多伊檀波揭波萨怛那揭多舍利萨萨怛多波达那，南无阿婆拉斯坦波拉提央悉拉萨拉婆多揭拉哈尼揭拉哈揭迦拉哈尼巴拉毗提耶揭陀尼阿迦拉毗提波利达那耶林揭伊萨拉波班多那摩扎利萨拉波主舍扎主西班波拉尼巴拉尼舍卢达斯提那揭拉萨拉罗萨毗东东萨那揭提阿舍扎毗舍提那那萨萨达那罗萨波拉萨多那揭提阿舍扎那摩揭拉罗舍毗东东萨那揭提萨罗舍卢卢尼波拉罗舍乌兰图 悉怦那遮那舍利毗沙舍悉达那阿基尼沃多迦那罗舍阿婆拉斯多居那摩诃婆拉真斯摩诃提多摩诃提舍摩诃悉多舍婆拉摩诃婆拉曼多拉婆悉尼亚利耶多拉米利俱胝斯婆弥舍耶方舍拉摩尼尼弥舍路东蒙德王玛舍拉智阿那遮婆那智婆婆那智多玛舍拉三智毗舍拉遮三多舍弥毗摩摩斯多苏摩罗婆摩随多阿利耶多拉摩诃婆阿婆拉巴舍拉三界拉智婆巴舍拉女摩尼俱拉多利巴舍拉阿萨多遮毗利耶见遮那摩尼迦婆娑摩诃揭拉多拉毗卢遮那俱利耶耶拉图舍利毗遮那摩摩尼遮巴舍拉迦那迦婆拉婆卢舍那巴舍拉等随遮随遮遮摩拉舍舍婆拉婆利地地摩多拉揭罗娑毗拉迦揭曼多因多拉摩摩揭呼悉利舍揭罗婆拉舍悉多萨达那揭多舍利三无尽多罗用藏婆拉无尽多罗用悉檀婆拉无尽多罗用婆拉舍利耶三婆萨罗揭拉无尽多罗用萨婆亚萨诃拉萨娑揭拉罗舍毗拉旁萨那揭拉无尽多罗用真如拉舍利那揭拉娑萨拉拉弥多婆萨达拉无尽多罗用拉萨婆揭曼萨达那揭多舍利三婆拉顶舍利玛萨萨婆娑娑萨拉舍利萨俱胝萨萨利地地阿毗提斯婆利萨萨因迦摩诃巴舍卢多拉地利婆多拉曼萨拉无尽所悉地婆摩罗摩摩因多那摩摩羯拉舍婆耶主拉巴耶阿悉利婆耶无多迦婆耶毗沙婆耶舍萨多拉婆耶婆拉周揭拉婆耶图舍萨婆耶阿舍尼婆耶阿迦那毗利主婆耶罗阿尼婆毗揭婆揭婆多婆耶无那迦婆多婆耶阿舍檀迦婆那揭婆耶毗那那婆耶娑罗那那婆耶有萨揭拉哈那扎斯揭拉哈毗利多揭拉哈毗舍遮揭拉哈婆罗揭拉哈九曼扎揭拉哈摩那那揭拉哈迦扎婆那那揭拉哈悉揭多揭拉哈摩悉婆拉揭拉哈无那摩多揭拉哈追揭拉哈悉利婆提揭拉哈舍多阿利那揭罗阿利那卢利那阿利那玛舍阿利那弥多阿利那摩舍阿利那舍多阿利尼斯毗多阿利那毗多阿利那婆多阿利那阿苏遮阿利尼斯多阿利尼第三沙毗三沙婆揭拉哈那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥婆利嘎那遮迦悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥萨耶尼悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥摩诃罗娑婆达耶罗多拉悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥那那耶那悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥那多揭罗萨悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥摩诃迦那摩那耶揭罗悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥迦婆利迦悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥舍耶揭拉摩多揭拉萨婆拉那娑达那悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥遮度拉婆悉利悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥毗利央悉利智难陀毗娑那揭罗婆提所悉悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥那揭拉舍那婆多悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥阿罗汉悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥毗多拉悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥巴舍那婆提俱利耶俱利耶迦提婆提悉利那毗多耶舍真多耶弥俱拉耶弥那叉王摩揭巴因陀那摩摩揭摩揭巴萨那多摩那那摩真多地阿悉多那那迦婆拉婆悉菩萨毗迦萨那多婆提利斯婆拉斯婆拉多拉多拉宾多拉宾多拉真多真多无极无极般扎般扎般扎般扎般扎娑悉悉般阿摩迦耶般阿婆拉提阿多般婆拉婆拉多般阿苏拉毗多拉婆迦般萨婆提毗毗般萨婆拉揭毗般萨婆亚萨毗般萨婆揭达婆毗般萨婆菩提那毗 般伽扎布达那毗般萨婆奴朗智利毗般萨婆奴舍毗利切舍利毗般萨婆智婆利毗般萨婆阿婆行婆利毗般萨婆舍那婆罗毗般萨婆提提提毗般萨婆达婆罗提毗般萨婆毗多耶阿斯遮利毗般舍耶切那摩多切那萨婆拉他娑罗提毗般毗提耶遮利毗般遮多拉摩提尼毗般波舍那提婆利毗多耶阿斯毗般摩婆拉提那提提毗般波舍那上杰拉耶婆拉上杰拉舍耶般摩迦拉耶摩诃摩那林杰罗那婆娑杰毗多耶般毗舍奴贝耶般婆拉摩尼耶般摩提尼耶般摩揭尼耶般揭拉堪智耶般毗达尼耶般罗达尼耶般遮文扎尼耶般揭罗达尼耶般迦摩利耶般阿利摩智多迦斯摩舍那婆斯尼耶般眼睛智上多摩揭摩摩耶多那摩摩揭多舍迦智多阿摩拉利智多无舍那揭波那卢利那那摩舍那摩舍那舍多那斯弥多那玛利亚那智多那摩智波那摩那那摩揭波那波波智多多舍迦智多那多那智多有差揭拉那差所揭拉毗多揭拉毗舍遮揭拉无多揭拉九般扎揭拉悉见多揭拉无那摩多揭拉遮耶揭拉婆萨摩拉揭拉在居格萨揭尼揭拉尼婆尼揭拉舍毗迦揭拉舍揭尼揭拉那多那那毗迦揭拉那婆揭拉乾多婆尼揭拉斯巴那耶迦悉迦最尼亚迦那尼尼亚迦遮多多迦尼尼斯巴那毗萨摩斯摩拉婆尼迦毗尼迦次尼舍毗迦娑尼婆尼迦萨婆斯摩拉斯卢金尼婆罗毗那卢智揭阿揭卢揭摩揭卢揭揭利多卢揭揭那揭那揭那苏兰赞多苏兰揭利耶苏兰摩摩苏兰巴利斯摩苏兰毗利舍扎苏兰无多拉苏兰揭支苏兰巴悉利苏兰摩罗苏兰长揭苏兰巴悉多苏兰巴多苏兰娑巴揭摩兰长揭苏兰摩多毗多叉叉悉尼斯摩兰多多卢迦揭多卢揭支波卢多毗娑摩罗阿利揭苏兰那那娑那揭那毗萨云迦阿悉尼无多迦摩拉毗嘎揭多拉阿迦拉毗利苏那雷布迦毗利那扎毗利舍支迦萨摩那居拉斯依揭毗揭阿利亚萨达来出摩拉斯贝利三萨毗萨悉达多摩达那摩摩舍舍利萨摩摩拉藏悉拉耶摩多多舍利舍那毗达利罗毗多耶盘檀迦罗毗地苏盘檀迦罗毗摩拉毗多盘檀迦罗毗达智那摩阿那利毗舍提毗那巴舍那多尼曼多曼多尼巴舍那巴尼巴无心多罗耶巴萨婆南无安那丹那多拉耶耶南无利耶婆罗揭谛娑婆那耶菩提萨埵婆耶摩诃萨埵婆耶摩诃迦罗尼迦耶阿萨婆那婆耶苏那那那迦摩提揭谛多耶摩利耶婆罗揭谛sem婆那耶多婆南婆那那金智悉摩诃曼多三昧三婆那多斯婆斯耶三婆三多南无婆萨南无婆揭摩诃揭罗怛智那摩诃婆罗揭罗迦揭迦罗尼悉利摩诃菩提萨埵三婆萨摩来摩来摩悉摩悉利多耶揭罗揭罗揭摩多罗多罗跋舍耶帝摩诃跋舍耶帝多来多来帝利利斯摩来耶遮来遮来摩摩摩摩来摩利利悉利悉是那是那阿那僧婆那舍利玛萨玛僧婆那舍利摩罗摩罗摩来摩罗摩罗悉利娑来娑来悉利悉利娑罗娑罗婆提耶摩提耶摩多耶摩多耶毗利利耶那那金智悉利舍利那婆耶摩来萨婆悉多耶萨婆摩悉多耶萨婆悉多耶斯摩来萨婆那来金智萨婆摩来那来萨婆悉拉舍那摩揭耶萨婆萨婆摩悉多耶萨婆舍悉那悉多耶萨婆婆罗摩揭悉多耶萨婆那来金智摩揭那耶萨婆摩婆利胜揭那耶萨婆南无安那檀那多那耶南无阿利耶婆罗揭谛娑婆那耶萨婆安悉殿多曼多南无多耶南无南无摩多耶南无南无耶南无三界耶南无观自在菩萨摩诃萨揭大悲心 遮当自他，照揭拉巴提真多波提摩诃德弥罗罗罗罗提舍迦利亚揭提所耶王婆娑阿婆诃摩真多波提雷阿吽玛拉多波嘎米吽南无三曼多摩多那波拉提勒多舍所那大智大觉觉觉知觉知吽吽卢哇啦卢哇啦婆啦卢哇啦婆啦卢哇啦提舍迦提舍迦舍智利舍智利娑婆诃娑婆诃三定迦舍利娑婆南无佛陀耶南无达摩耶南无僧伽耶安悉地罗罗罗悉多罗智利波吉利波悉达利波罗利娑婆金手归所悉地当面地利悉地我今成赞他真谛为愿智慧真教我南无萨多南三藐三菩提君子南当自他这里主力真谛三宝安那玛巴嘎瓦提阿巴拉米那阿尤利阿那苏比尼斯智拉尼佐拉扎耶达达干达耶阿拉欧尼三亚三波那耶那尼耶当萨利巴三世格利巴利苏拉当来玛提格格那萨玛乌嘎提苏玛瓦比苏提玛阿拉耶玛尼瓦利娑南无佛切巴提毗沙舍救度毗琉璃波罗摩拉舍耶达达揭多耶瓦那提三藐三菩提那智那唵比萨埵弥萨埵毗沙萨三摩揭利萨唵嘛呢叭咪吽嘛嘎利亚那吉鲁格巴达吉德谢达维达利格萨瓦塔波利悉达格那布那那那波利丢拉巴那那玛鲁吉索拉耶娑阿利波利波利求阿求阿利波罗利提尼罗拉提毗尼尼đề摩揭利真言揭利萨婆南无阿弥陀佛耶多那揭多耶多提耶他阿弥利多波比阿弥利多悉达波比阿弥利多毗迦兰帝阿弥利多毗迦兰多揭弥尼揭揭那智多迦利萨婆南无佛陀南无达摩南无僧伽南无释利摩提毗耶达尼耶达摩提婆罗那遮利三曼多那舍利摩提阿罗揭利三曼多毗尼揭利摩迦利耶婆尼婆罗婆弥萨利瓦利他三曼多舍婆利提婆利那阿利那达摩提摩毗古毗提摩阿毗勒提罗摩僧揭利僧揭利三曼多阿他阿耨婆罗尼婆罗婆罗蜜多心经观自在菩萨行深般若波罗蜜多时，照见我一切空空一切苦厄舍利子，三不异空，空不异色，色即是空，空即是色，受想行识亦复如是，舍利子，是诸法空相，不生不灭，不垢不净，不增不减，是故空中无色，无受想行识，无眼耳鼻舌身意，无色声香味触法，无眼界乃至无意识界，无无明，无无明界乃至无老死，无老死界，无苦集灭道，无智，无得，无所得，故菩提萨埵依般若波罗蜜多故，心无挂碍，无挂碍故，无有恐怖愿地天堂梦想究竟涅槃生死诸佛依般若波罗蜜多故，得阿耨多罗三藐三菩提，不知般若波罗蜜多是大神咒，是大明咒，是无上咒，是无等等咒，能住一切苦，真实不虚，故说般若波罗蜜多咒，尽说咒语，揭谛揭谛波罗揭谛波罗僧揭谛菩提萨。 Yo, hello?
Mic check. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's good. I can also hear an echo.